Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to set up your automatic reassessment relearning system, or easily called ARRS. So first you're going to want to go to your Assess tab and open up your classes. Before I show you the settings though, I want to show you how I have my class set up, because one thing you need to know is that when you turn on the ARRS system, it applies to all skill builders in that class. So this is my math class this year. And you'll note that I have term one, and in term one, I have my classwork, homework, tests, quizzes, and enrichment work. But I have my skill builders with ARRS outside of my term one class. This is because it's ongoing review, and I want to turn on the reassessment system. I want it to only apply to the skill builders that I choose. For example, in my classwork, homework, I have the skill builders here, as you can see, because they show up red. And that skill builders was assigned as homework, as a one-time assignment to the ARRS system. Coming back repeatedly to review on an automatic basis isn't in play here, because it's within my homework where I don't have the ARRS turned on. So I'm going to close that, and I'm going to show you my ARRS. Now I actually have nothing in this ARRS, and you can note that it doesn't say anything about it being turned on, because I haven't actually applied it. We're just finishing our first unit. And this is the place that I often will assign a skill we've just learned, like we've just reviewed greatest common factor and least common multiples. So I'm probably going to apply those two, because sixth graders have a hard time remembering the difference between those two skills. And then they'll be reviewing them on their own automatically throughout the next couple of months. So again, if you want to have a separate folder for those assignments for automatic reassessment, it's a good idea, because if you put them in your regular homework, every time you assign a skill builder, it will be attached to the automatic reassessment system. For the sake of this video, I'm going to click on my Assess tab and go back to my classes, and I'm going to do my demo in my sandbox. So I'm going to go to the right and click on Settings, and you'll see all these settings open up. I'm sure you've been here before. And you're going to go down and you're going to click on Enable Automatic Reassessment and Relearning. And note that there's nothing here about ARRS settings. I'm going to go down to the bottom, Save Changes, and they still have no settings here. So you might find that you might need to refresh the screen, or click on your Tutor tab again and open it again to see the choices. So now you can see it says ARRS enabled on my sandbox class. And I'm going to go back to the settings, and now I have ARRS settings here in this screen. If I click on this tab, I have all the different settings for how many assessments, so how many times do you want to reassess the skill builder problem set. I want to reassess 4 times, and this is a default setting that's in there, but you can change this according to what works best for your students. I like the default settings. I rarely change these, but you might have different plan. So the first one's in 7 days, and once the student has passed 3 in a row, then it goes on to the 14-day count. So that never moves on until they've passed it the first time, and then 7 days go by. If they don't pass it and they get bounced out, it doesn't start counting the 7 days until they do master it the second time. And it'll continue to say, come back tomorrow, and invite them to try again. I usually follow those automatic reports in my email, and if my students are having trouble passing them, I'll quietly ask them to stay after with me. And usually it's a small thing, and they just need a little one-on-one tutoring to help them pass. So you can go through here and you can select your days. You can select the time of day you'd like it to be released. Some teachers like theirs released every Monday, so the students are automatically looking for them on Monday, so they would turn that on. I like that because I like there to be a routine for my students. When do you want it due? So you can say when you want it due. You can give them a week. You can give them, and this would be your first time around, their first assignment. You can give them 7 days. You can give them 2 days, however you want to assign that. And then coming down here, when do you want the reassessment, reassigned learning assignment to be completed. And then down here we have strict mode, that it can only be done after school hours. School hours finish at 3. The strict mode will be turned on after this time. And this is so that your students will have to finish all reassessment and relearning before they can do any class assignments. I don't like I like the strict mode on if I have students abusing and not doing their assignments. It's hard to tell. You have to sort of try it both ways. When I've not used this, I've had students who ignore the reassessments, and it doesn't force them to go do it. So you'd have to decide how you'd most like to do that. Maybe you want to try it off first and then turn it on and see if you like that working better with your students. The most important thing when you've made all these things is to click Save Changes. And now all your settings are on this class. So every skill builders I assign to my sandbox will have those settings on them. And that's how you assign your ARRS to your skill builders.